Hey guys, how's it going? Joelster here, and this time I decided to make this video very special because after doing all these reviews of video games with HDR, video games without HDR, and comparing them over here with the Samsung KS8500, I came down to a conclusion that I have to do a video that I can compare, or not compare, but basically I want to show which games are my favorite that have HDR. Which of these games, I believe they have taken most advantage of having HDR. And I'm not going to do like a top 5 or a top 10 or anything. I'm just going to show you the ones that I think they look the best out of the bunch, because overall all these games that I'm going to show, they look amazing. It could be either on the Xbox or the PlayStation 4 Pro. So honestly, I don't think there's like a first place of any other of these games. It's just overall, to me, they look amazing, and I wanted to show you guys this lineup that I have. Also, since I'm not going to put all the games that have HDR, I'm going to put a list on the description of the games that currently have HDR on the Xbox One S and also on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Alright guys, so with that said, let's enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys like it. So sit back, relax, and let's do this. So one of my favorite games that it reproduces HDR, I think at its best, is Gears of War 4. I mean, this game overall looks impressive, especially with HDR here. Look at this scene. Oh my goodness. Yes. The point is, like, Microsoft really polished this game to the point that you can't even tell if this game is like 4K, upscale 4K, or is just running at 1080p. I mean, this game looks just amazing. Look at this scene, guys. This is overall one of my favorite games that have implemented HDR. Just crazy the way it looks. And this is just to show if those developers really spend some time polishing games, this is the turnout. This is the result. Now this game is 1080p, 60 frames per second with HDR. I mean, that's how a game's supposed to be. I can only imagine how this game looks on a nice gaming PC, Now, another great game that utilizes HDR here on the Xbox One S, it has to be Forza Horizon 3. This is another great example on how well implemented is HDR here in this game. So I just recently got this game, Forza Horizon 3, and this is another great showcase for games that have implemented HDR here on the Xbox One S. Now, this game, I wanted to show it because it has different scenarios, it has lighting effects, the graphics look great, and it's just another way to show how when developers spend more time polishing the games, this is a turnout. This is how games supposed to be. And this game is not even running on 4K or not even upscaled or anything. It's just running on 1080p here on the Xbox One S. And look at all these different scenarios here, man. I'm running on my Land Rover. Oh shit, I'm going the opposite direction. I want to see if I can go to the ocean. Let's go to the ocean. Biohazard. Oh man, look at this scenario. Beautiful, beautiful game. Oh yeah, that's it guys. I cannot go into the ocean. Now, moving on to the PlayStation 4 Pro, another great game that is just stunning the way it looks has to be Uncharted 4. Now look how they really use HDR here in this game. Now this game also, remember, it has been upscaled to the PlayStation 4 Pro. It's 4K upscaled. Also, this game has been patched for HDR, for resolution. Now this game already looked pretty badass even before they implemented HDR, but man, after they did that, all the upscaling and all these patches and everything, oh my god, this has to remain one of my favorite games with HDR here. Now there's something really good about Sony, what they did here. Let me show you right now. Let me just get out of here. Okay, so what they did is just they give you the choice to toggle between turning on and off HDR, and this is something that I really like, because some people, you know, they want to notice a difference, or let's say that you just don't appreciate HDR, because sometimes HDR actually what it does, it just dims out those colors. So they give you the option to turn it on and off, and that is really cool, that I like to have here. I'm going to switch it back on. There it is. In most of the games they actually implemented this switch to on and off. But overall guys, honestly, to me this is one of my favorite action adventure games with HDR and outstanding graphics right here. Uncharted 4. So let's move on to another one of my favorite games with HDR. Alright, so continuing with the PlayStation, another great and amazing game is The Last of Us right here on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Also, I just wanted to say this game came out on the PlayStation 3 originally, and then this game also came out remastered for the PlayStation 4, and they did also a PlayStation 4 Pro patch for it to have a 4K upscaled and also HDR. Now this game, even though it's that old, man, look at how amazing this looks. This game looks just impressive. I remember when it came out on the PlayStation 3, I was impressed of everything about this game. But now, you know, HDR just helps a lot on how the overall result on the graphics and the resolution and everything implemented just looks amazing. One of my favorite games. Last of Us. Can't wait to The Last of Us 2. Alright guys, so let's move on to the other one. Alright guys, so another great game that has implemented HDR from Sony has to be Ratchet and Clank. Now this game is already look a bit cartoony. It has a lot of colors in there. Look at all the scenarios. Has a lot of colors, and this is where HDR I think truly shines. Now I don't remember if I can toggle between on and off. Game options. No, I don't think it does. It's just this game is just implemented HDR once it's detected. But yeah, this game looks very cool. And like I said, all these games have already looked amazing when they started out, but when they patched it for the PlayStation 4 Pro, man.
That was awesome. Want to do it again? Okay, let's see what we got here.
It looks just really cool. Yeah, so if you want to get the best out of your 4K TV with HDR, these are some of the best games that you can play with. Especially Sony has a lot of options for you right now. Alright guys, so let's move on to another game that I find that it looks very cool with HDR. Alright guys, so now this is another great game from Sony that has implemented HDR, and it's simply amazing how it looks. And like I said, this is one of the things that I really like about Sony doing is the implementation of turning on and off, and actually giving you different options to what you want to do. For example, in this game, you can have the frame rate as unlimited or limited to 30 frames. Also HDR, you can toggle it on and off, or you can have also higher resolution or better frame rate. You see right here, and you can actually see the changes in the background. Now this game is very colorful as well, but also is very dark in some scenarios too. So I'll show you right here. Look at this scenario, and look how beautiful this is. And that's it guys. These are some of my favorite games that have HDR so far. Let me know what you think about these games. Have you played them? Have you tried them in different settings? Let me show you just real quick the settings that I have on this TV, so you can have an idea what are you looking at right now. So for HDR, it's always recommended to use the backlight all the way up to 20. My brightness I keep it to 45. I don't want it to be too overexposed. Contrast 95. Sharpness, you know, like I said before, these games they're very polished. They don't need too much sharpness. Now color is usually between 50, but I like it to be like kind of colorful, so I keep it at 60 for right now. This is my choice. All right, so you guys can choose whatever you want. Now smart LED is once again for HDR gaming, it's always recommended to put it on high. Now remember to always turn on your HDMI colors right over here, so you can use HDR. Now dynamic contrast, I like it on high. Some people say they want it off, but you know what, I really like the dynamic contrast. I don't care what people think. This is my game, this is how I play it, god damn it. Now this is different types of color tones. I like warm 1, my favorite, and also color space, I keep it on native. Look at this, it's going to change right over here. I don't know, I just like native. think this is one of the best looking choices right over here. And that's it, guys. That's it. Also, I wanted to show you what I have on my PlayStation as settings right over here, so you can take full advantage of your HDR TV. Now on video output, I use everything on automatic resolution, automatic, because 2160 RGB is for 4K gaming, but when you switch to HDR, it actually downscales a little bit, and I'll show you right here. You see YUV 422, because this game is playing with HDR, so that's what happens, YUV 422. Now also on my RGB range, I have an automatic, and this says it is recommended. This is recommended by Sony. Sony are the creators of the PlayStation 4 Pro. So in my my own point of view, if Sony says and recommends this is what I'm going to use. Not limited, not full. It says here that is recommended by Sony, and that's what I do. All right, so the rest of the stuff you already know. If you want to know more about the resolution right here, YUV 422 or YUV 420, you can check out this other video. I will leave a link in the description, and you can have more idea of what all that stuff means. But this is what I run, and this is, for me, this is the best settings that you can have for your PlayStation 4 Pro. All right, guys, so that's it for me right now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a like on the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It's totally free. It's not gonna hurt you. And also don't forget to check on that bell, so every time I upload a video, you can get a notification that there is a new video in there. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out. Joelster out.